Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Eat This Twin Cities. This is Terry Daniel. I'm down here in Studio Q. Tracy Blowers is upstairs in Studio 3L, and we're coming at you live from from the powerful city of St. Louis Park.
Yes.
Suddenly you're, what did I say, Studio QL?
3L, I think.
Oh, you're 3L now because we recently did some remodeling.
No, we have a third level.
Yeah, now we have a third level.
The roof.
Yep, you can. Well, I wouldn't mind
The
having
shed in the back.
Eventually, when this show gets to be massive, I wouldn't mind having our own Bauhaus Brew Deck.
Right.
Do you like how I got their name in?
That was very, very good. Very good, yes.
Later on, we're actually going to be talking to Mike Schwandt from Bauhaus Brew Labs. And they've got all kinds of fun stuff coming up. And I am so embarrassed that we have not tried one of their beers.
Yeah, we got to get there for sure.
So we'll talk to him a little bit later on. And you've got an exciting announcement about Twitter.
Yes, we are now on Twitter. It's at ETTC. So give us a follow and then we can chat a little bit more. You guys can tell us what you want to hear and send us questions, whatever. It's great.
Well, we've always been on Twitter, but this is our official show account.
Correct. Yes, you and I have both been on Twitter for a while. So,
Very cool. So we're pretty much Twitter addicts, and we're really, really into this Periscope app. I can't remember if we talked about this on the last show or not, but we did.
Yes, we did.
We're going to be doing more and more of that, and actually taking the mobile phone video into the restaurant so we can actually show you kind of what we're talking about.
Right. And we're getting the hang of it a little bit more. It's always a little bit awkward at first when you're doing that because it's live and trying to figure out which buttons to hit and whatever else. But yeah, it'll be nice to actually go to the restaurant so people can see what is happening or what the restaurant looks like, setting, what the food looks like, etc.
We're also going to be talking about George and the Dragon, this cozy little spot off 50th in South Minneapolis. That was a great little spot.
Yep, we'll be giving our review. And then we also have our Things to Do segment.
Yes, lots of stuff. We're kind of in the season now where there's going to be just a ton of stuff coming up.
Yeah, and actually it's Memorial Weekend, of course. So we'd like to give a shout out to all the men and women who have died and served in the military. And of course, it's nice to have a long weekend. I know you're looking forward to that. For
sure. And speaking of Memorial Day, I just did all the announcements for Stone Mountain Park in Atlanta. They do this giant laser show. For Memorial Weekend. So there are a lot of wonderful Memorial Day tributes there. And yours truly is, I'm booming out the PA system there before the event.
The official voice.
Yes. It's a lot of fun because I've never actually been there, but I've had, VO friends and other friends around the country who have gone through there, and they said they've heard me announcing rules and regulations of the park. It's pretty cool to get that kind of feedback.
Probably freaks people out. Hey, Terry, where is he?
I know. They're looking for me in a cave somewhere.
Or a pub.
That's true. I would love to live my life broadcasting from a pub.
So it's the unofficial start to summer, which is super exciting. And we love doing tons of grilling. So we're going to be doing a lot of that this weekend. We've been really into the barbecued ribs and grilling asparagus, too.
I love it, man. Actually, what we do is we put down some tin foil on the grill, and we make waffles.
Pancakes.
Yeah, we just cook all our breakfast on the grill.
Hey, tweet us and tell us what your favorite thing is to grill. Of course, burgers. Everybody loves the burgers, I'm sure, for Memorial Weekend, but tweet us, give us ideas. The other thing that I've been really into for a summer drink is a Moscow Mule. My sister-in-law told me about them and gave me the little recipe. If you haven't tried them, I'll put the recipe up on our Facebook page. But just really quick, it's lime, vodka, and ginger beer. And it is so refreshing and good. And then, of course, you have to get the copper cup to drink it out of.
Yes. The cups, mugs, whatever you're drinking out of is very important.
It makes a difference. It does.
You can't drink Guinness out of a paper cup, or you can't drink Guinness out of a glass that doesn't actually say Guinness on it. It's so bizarre. But if you just drink it out of a root beer mug, it tastes like shit.
Well, and you love it when we put the mugs in the freezer.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Good frosty Guinness. So why we don't have it on tap in our kitchen is beyond me, but maybe that's something to plan for the future.
Hey, should we talk about David Letterman last night?
Yeah, it was the finale. It was really surreal because we've been watching him since like ninth and 10th grade, and it reminded me of when Carson quit after all those years. Yeah, when he was 72, Carson called it quits. And I don't know how old Letterman is, but it's amazing how long he's been around, and he really wrapped it up nicely last night. It wasn't too sentimental. He kept it pretty lighthearted, and it was all about gratitude, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was good. My favorite part was the top 10. And I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus when she was like, thanks for letting me take part in another hugely disappointing series finale. That was hilarious. That was and then really having funny. Seinfeld, the look on his face, it was so great.
It was a pretty good show. And then, of course, Foo Fighters at the end. You can't go wrong when they're performing. And he wrapped it up nicely. He wasn't he wasn't ever going to be the one that was just going to break down and start sobbing.
Right.
There was a couple of moments where he did get a little choked up, but he wanted to kind of go out on kind of a funnier note than I think than Carson or even like Jay Leno did.
Right. Yeah, that was cool. How about Foo Fighters? I can't believe that whole story about them canceling their tour to come back after he came back from surgery. I didn't know that story, so that was pretty amazing.
They're the coolest band in rock. I mean, they put on such a great show, and they are such talented songwriters, and what a perfect way to end the show, and then showing all the highlights too. That's when everybody got pretty emotional when they started going back in time and showing all the clips.
Right. Yeah. It was so
and
good.
Photos. I was fortunate to see him live back in December 2002, in the theater there, and Natasha Richardson and David Gray were the guests.
Oh, cool.
And it was surreal. I'm just so glad we had a chance to see him live because it's unbelievable that he will not be there tonight.
I know. I regret that I never did. I never got to see him live, so it's a bummer. But
I know for how many times we're in New York.
Right.
You and I had never really saw him live together, but great finale for sure. Well, I think we should take a short break here. And when we come back, let's talk about George and the Dragon. This place has been around for a while, but we went there for the very first time on Friday and loved it. So let's talk about that when we come back to Eat This Twin Cities right after you hear this. All right, we are back to Eat This Twin Cities. Don't forget, by the way, to check out some of our previous shows, eatthistwincities.com. You can also visit our Facebook page for links to all of the stuff that we talk about. And because of our schedules, we're only going to do this every other week now, so we won't. This will be our last show for a couple of weeks.
Right. And then we'll keep updating the Facebook page with plenty of things to do, eat, events, everything going on in the Twin Cities. So just keep an eye on our Facebook page because I usually am, especially before the weekend, giving ideas of different things to do and check out.
Well, last Friday, we stopped by our friends at George and the Dragon, a cozy little spot on 50th in South Minneapolis. And this, again, is one of our favorite kind of places because it's kind of stuck in the middle of a neighborhood.
Right. And it's crazy because I had never heard about it. And then in 1 week, I got recommendations from 2 different people. One was actually my doctor, kind of funny. We loved it. The service was superb. I mean, she couldn't have been any better. She was so great. And she was giving us different tips on different places to go. And the neighborhood was so nice. I love that neighborhood.
Well, it was cool because she told us everything that was going on in the neighborhood and what was going on in Minneapolis. So she was kind of like a walking city pages.
Right.
With everything going on. So it was, she was really personable. And again, we've said this before on this show, but I love servers who are just very personable. I mean, you can tell that they really enjoy talking to people and they're not just giving you what the specials are and walking away and then you never hear from them for an hour. I mean, it was the same at Black Sheep, just a lot of warmth.
Yeah, it makes the experience so much better. And she was really good about explaining all the food and telling us the different ingredients and what goes into it and how things are cooked. And so that was really nice.
Well, I love the battered green beans. And of course I had, I'm a huge sausage lover, so we had to get some sausage.
Yep.
And I had the burger with the morel mushrooms, and it was completely mouthwatering. I think I used the word mouthwatering in every show, but I don't know how else to describe this stuff. It was absolutely delightful.
I would say that burger has to be in your top 3.
Oh, for sure. And then didn't you have was it the Catherine salad?
Yep, with steak, which was yeah, that was excellent. But I have to say the battered beans were my favorite too. I could have had another helping of those.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sausage, she said that they actually have that sausage made specifically for them. And then it's wrapped in puff pastry. So, dipped in a little bit of mustard. Very, very good. And then for dessert, oh my gosh, we had those homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, don't even get me started on those.
Oh, yeah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We definitely give this place a 10.
Definitely. I had a Fulton Lonely Blonde, which of course was tasty. I had a hot blonde in front of me, and I was drinking a Fulton Lonely Blonde out of the cup.
We did do Periscope videos there, but people won't be able to go back and look at that one actually because they've expired. We'll have to make sure that those go up live. So.
Right, and we have to make sure that somehow that we attach it to the new Eat This Twin Cities Twitter account.
Right, for sure. We'll do that, but yeah.
That you can follow. Just because I mentioned it again, why don't you tell everybody what our Twitter handle is once again?
Okay, it is Eat This TC.
And put in the @ sign. Sometimes people are very Twitter illiterate and they don't know you have to do that.
Yep, so @EatThisTC.
Yeah, please follow us. We'll follow you back. We can banter back and forth about beer, food, music, all kinds of fun events happening around the Twin Cities.
Yeah, and make sure to check out George and the Dragon.
Yeah, we really liked it. It's our favorite kind of pub. But speaking of events, Bauhaus Brew Labs, they really got their finger on the pulse of the Twin Cities because they're doing a 5K run on Saturday. And then Mike Schwandt, a good friend of mine, who's him and his family are the owners of Bauhaus. They have a lot of fun stuff coming up this summer. All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, I'll have Mike Schwandt on the line from Bauhaus Brew Labs, and we'll talk about all of the great stuff they have coming up this summer. We'll be back after this. So, Tracy, you remember you met Mike Schwandt at the Loon like years and years ago.
I do remember.
He had his band
super cool dude.
Yeah, really cool. And he had a hopping band called White Light Riot, very talented, and just an all-around fun guy to be around. So it was great to have him on. But let's talk about what's coming up in the Twin Cities. We need to get a jingle for that.
We do. That would be cool.
We'll have some of our musician friends see what they could come up with.
You should break out your Johnny Cash voice.
Oh, I think people are tired of that. You never know. I could break into that any moment.
So we're just going to mention a few unique events that are going on around town. But of course, like we said, on our Facebook page, we're always listing different things that are happening. So keep an eye on that. And of course, as we already said, it's Memorial Weekend. And we always say we're going to go camping, but we never go, do we?
No, we never really quite. We can't get the tent into the back of the car. We just can't do it. But we'll make that happen before the summer's over.
So again, if you guys have cool traditions, that just tweet us and tell us about them. We'll put it on the air, or we can give you a call and even talk about it. That would be cool. So we said our Twitter handle a million times, but it's @EatThisTC. Things that are coming up tonight, the Minneapolis Institute of Arts has their third Thursday event. We've talked about this before, but Minneapolis Institute of Art, it's their 100th birthday. So they've been doing a lot of unique events throughout the year. And tonight is, it's all about how photography has evolved throughout the years. And so they're actually going to have a picture from every year that Minneapolis Institute of Arts has been there. They also are bringing in the Instagram community and doing a pop-up installation. And I'm super, super excited because one of my photos was picked to be there. So we're going to check that out tonight.
That is so awesome.
I know. I'm so, so excited. And the two women, the Instagram community is, it's a group called Minsta Meets, if anybody's interested. And they do different meetups where people get together. And there's these two amazing women that are running it. And they're the ones that actually picked the photos. And they picked 40 photos to be printed and 60 to be in a slideshow. So mine was chosen to be in the slideshow. So we're going to be hitting that up tonight. And I'm really excited. I guess last year they had 2,000 people there. So
now you're you're downplaying this a little bit. This is a big deal that your picture got chosen for this slideshow at this big event, because I'm sure they had thousands upon thousands of entries.
There was about 800.
You should just go on and on about this for 10 minutes, like yours truly would do. No, of course not. You're doing it the right way. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm so glad that your picture made it. We'll head up there at some point.
Yes, I'm
tonight
so
and see
excited
if we
to
can
meet
see
a
it.
bunch of those people too. It's just going to be filled with creative, artsy photographers and all different types of people. So it'll be
Oh, my
so
God. I
great.
don't have to wear a suit, do I?
No.
Oh, my God. That just scared my heart just sank.
Most creative, artsy people don't wear suits.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Yeah, that's why I love events at this place, because it doesn't require you to wear anything. Well, you got to wear something, but
Are you streaking?
keep your ties in your closet.
There goes Terry Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I could. Well, that's artsy. Streaking is artsy. I'm going to bring streaking back. I think St. Louis Park would be a perfect place for it. But you don't want to fall into these construction pits, because if you're not careful, you can land about 300 feet underground.
And moving on. So Saturday, the historic Fort Snelling is opening, and we've done this before on Memorial Weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice when we went. And historic Fort Snelling, built in the early 1820s. It's a great spot to go learn about some military history. And let's see what else. The one thing that we haven't done that I think is really cool and opens today is the Walker Art Center has an art designed mini golf.
Ah.
Yeah, right?
That sounds like a blast.
Yep. So that. And then another super great thing, opening day today, is St. Paul Saints.
Yeah, the Saints just opened up their brand new stadium, and there's a beautiful view of the St. Paul skyline. It's almost like a mini Target field. And I love Midway Stadium. I mean, I got a lot of, I saw like Def Leppard and Brian Adams there. And they're going to be using this new Saints Stadium for similar events. They're going to do concerts there as well.
I've been hearing great reviews about not only about the stadium, but about the food. So I'm so excited to hit a game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Mike Veck, who's been around for a long time, and Bill Murray has his hand in the St. Paul Saints as well. And sometimes Bill Murray shows up in the parking lot, or he'll show up at the games.
I love him.
They've got tons of excellent promos. I mean, they have contests for who has the ugliest car in the parking lot. They give haircuts at the games. I mean, it's a part of the Twin Cities in the summertime.
For sure. And then just the last thing we want to mention, Meet Minneapolis has a list of 150 things to do in Minneapolis, and it's a great, great list. And we're going to put that on our Facebook page because it just sums up all the cool things to do. And it's great I always go back and reference it. It's kind of like a good bucket list. So we'll have that out there. And again, our Facebook page is facebook.com/EatThisTwinCities. And again, our Twitter handle @EatThisTC.
All right, we are out of here. Have a great weekend, everybody. And eat this Twin Cities.